moderator.
Okay.
Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to a deep dive into some really significant source material we've received. We're focusing today on a security incident near the Uganda Martyrs Shrine in Munyonyo. This happened on June 3rd, 2025. And the date here is key, isn't it? June 3rd, Uganda Martyrs Day. It's a huge national holiday.
It really is. Huge is probably an understatement. We're talking millions of pilgrims drawn from all over, which of course makes any site associated with it, like Munyonyo, a very high-profile target.
Exactly.
So our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to really understand what the sources tell us about what actually occurred that morning. How was it handled? And maybe most importantly, what does it reveal about the ongoing security situation there?
Right. So looking at the details, what happened? The sources say it was the morning of June 3rd. The location was near the Munyonyo Martyrs Shrine, maybe 500 meters away, something like that.
Quite close, yeah.
And it seems it was an attempted suicide bombing. 2 people involved?
A man and a woman, according to the reports. They were on a motorcycle, apparently wearing explosive vests, trying to access the basilica area, it seems.
But they didn't succeed. What stopped them?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. The sources are pretty clear. This wasn't just luck. It was an intelligence-led operation. Security forces, specifically a counterterrorism unit, they were acting on information they'd received beforehand.
Information from who?
From a suspect they had arrested just the week prior. So they had prior intel. That intelligence allowed them to intercept this pair on the motorcycle.
And
security forces opened fire. That engagement seems to have triggered an explosion. The explosion killed the 2 individuals on the motorcycle.
And the most critical detail here from the sources.
Absolutely 0 civilian casualties. No injuries reported among the public at all.
So it wasn't a bombing attack in the sense that it harmed the public.
Precisely. It was an attempted attack that was foiled, prevented by that security intervention. That's a really key distinction the sources make.
It absolutely is. Changes the whole story from tragedy averted. Okay, but who were these individuals? The sources mention something quite striking about the female perpetrator.
Yes, they do. She's been identified as Aisha Katushabe, though apparently she used aliases too by Ruhanga Sumaya Kabonesa. But the really standout detail, the thing that jumps out from the sources, her connections, deep connections to the ADF.
The Allied Democratic Forces. How deep are we talking?
Very. The reports state she was the wife of a senior ADF commander. He was killed back in 2021.
Okay, that's significant.
But there's more, and this is quite chilling. Sources indicate she was also the daughter of a female suicide bomber.
The daughter?
Yes, the daughter of the woman involved in the 2021 attack at the Kampala Central Police Station.
Wow.
And there's another layer. The sources note she herself was arrested back in October 2023.
On what grounds?
On terror suspicions. But she was later released. Lack of sufficient evidence at the time, apparently.
So this attempted bombing, led by someone with this kind of family history, steeped in the ADF, a mother who was a bomber. It really underscores the ADF as a persistent, ongoing threat, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The ADF, remember, is an ISIS affiliate. They're mainly based over in the DRC, but have this history of brutal attacks inside Uganda. We saw it with those 2021 Kampala bombings, the ones her mother was involved in, and that horrific school attack in 2023. This fits their pattern.
And targeting Martyrs Day specifically. Was that just opportunity or something more deliberate?
The sources suggest it was very deliberate, highly strategic. Think about it. Martyrs Day is hugely significant nationally. Millions gather. Targeting that event, well, the motivation seems clear. Maximize casualties, so widespread fear, get that psychological impact.
Hit them where it really hurts, symbolically, too.
Exactly. It's about making a statement on a massive stage.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what are the implications? I mean, on one hand, the security forces succeeded. They stopped a potential disaster.
Yes, and that's a major positive. It validates their intelligence work, their counterterrorism efforts. It shows they are adapting, becoming more proactive. However, the profile of Aisha Katushabe, those incredibly deep family ties within the ADF, that tells another story, doesn't it? It highlights how persistent and resilient this threat is.
And how it might even be passed down generationally.
Potentially, yes. It suggests the ideology is deeply embedded in some networks. It means the threat is adaptable.
So continued vigilance is absolutely critical.
It has to be. Robust intelligence, community cooperation, and really importantly, regional cooperation too. Because groups like the ADF, as we know, operate across borders. Terrorism doesn't respect lines on a map, the sources implicitly point to this broader context.
Okay, let's wrap up this deep dive then. So what we've seen from the sources is a potentially catastrophic attack was prevented. That showcases definite progress in security capabilities, driven by intelligence. That's the good news. But the flip side, the details about the perpetrator, her background, that's a stark reminder. It shows the ADF threat is complex, it's enduring, and it seems deeply rooted in some cases.
And maybe that leaves a final thought for you, the listener, to consider. What does it actually mean for counterterrorism efforts when extremist ideology might be passed down within families across generations? And related to that, how do security agencies grapple with individuals who have known extremist ties but were previously released, perhaps due to legal constraints like insufficient evidence at a particular moment?
That's a complex challenge. Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Give up on my way home, yeah.